comments, questions et commentaires. The honourable member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This House is speaking about marijuana this morning. In my region, in Fort Albany, First Nation Chief Leo Matatawaban has just declared a state of emergency over the devastating impacts of the opioid crisis. We are seeing in our northern communities opioid destroying families, have no resources. We've seen across this country the horrific opioid deaths. Much of this and the rest of Canada is under provincial jurisdiction. But in our northern reserves, they have to look to this federal government for action to help in dealing with the horrific impacts of the opioid crisis, and they're not seeing action. Action that will save lives, action that will restore families that are being broken by the drug crisis. I want to ask my honourable colleague from his experience in the West what he feels we need to do to ensure we have the on-the-ground resources right now to help the communities who are facing the devastating impacts of the opioid epidemic.
The honourable member for Abbotsford.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank that member for his very well thought out and compassionate question, because in my region of the country, which is the Greater Vancouver area, we have a very serious opioid crisis, and I believe the member knows that. And obviously, I believe everyone in this House would want to bring to bear the resources required to address this issue. It is a complex issue. It is an issue that the Liberal government has been completely absent on. I mean, missing in action is probably the appropriate words to apply to this Liberal government when it comes to the opioid crisis. Now, Mr. Speaker, obviously the legislation before us isn't dealing with the opioid crisis. It's dealing with record suspensions related to marijuana convictions, making sure that the process for actually securing a record suspension is simplified and made less costly for those in Canada who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford it.